Hey guys, welcome to another Plan With Me sesh. This time we're going to be doing October and I've got a really fun like Halloween slash spooky kind of theme for you guys. So to start off, I'm going to be using this purple Tombow dual brush pen and it's the number 636. You'll notice I'm being really heavy handed as I trace over what I've done in pencil because as I've mentioned several times, I am just not an artist. And you'll see why in just a second. I wanted the color to like really pop and I felt like it was just a little bit too bright. So I went back in with a Tombow dual brush, this black one that I'm using to do the title. And I went ahead and I kind of just threw a dash right in the middle of each purple line. And I just thought that it helped give it like a little bit of a darker feel to it and just added a lot of definition, which I really, really like how that came out. As always, I'm going to use the cards above to link my previous Plan With Me videos, as well as include the playlist in the description box below. If you want to see a full flip through and a review of what worked and what didn't work in my previous weeklies and monthly setups, then you guys can also check out my blog. I will go ahead and leave a description box below. To do this green drop shadow on the title, I went ahead and used another Tombow dual brush pen, this time in the number 173. And I really like how this came out. So now that our cover page is done, it's time to move on to my monthly setup. You'll notice again, I went ahead and did a rough draft in pencil, which actually turned out to be very helpful because I can add the drop shadows in the green 173 before I go back in with the black, which helps to make sure that my green one does not get ruined. I also tried to use the purple shade number 636 as kind of like a highlight on the headers for the days of the week, but it actually turned out to be too dark of a color. So, I mean, I did my best, but if you were to follow along, then I would suggest that you do a different marker, a different, maybe do a mild liner instead in like a softer purple because as you can tell, it's really, really hard to see the days of the week there. But anyway, down below, I'm doing my goals of the month, and you'll notice that I'm sticking to the same font even as I do my to-do list and my social trackers, which are very, very different this month. But I really, really like how they came out, and I just really, really like that all in all for this month. I really stuck to my theme, I really stuck to my fonts, and I think it really shows and just kind of pulls everything together. For my social trackers, I'll be tracking my YouTube, Instagram, and blog growth. So you'll notice I kind of have these little boxes that I'll be filling in as I hit certain numbers, and each of these trackers grows by a different amount. Of course, I'm not going to gain 100 YouTubers in one day or anything like that. So I think I did my YouTube's growth by like 5 subscribers at a time, whereas my Instagram I think I did 5 at a time as well, whereas my blog I did 1 at a time because it's just so new and I'm barely starting and it's just kind of hard to get that traction, but we'll see how I do. To do these little green boxes, I'm using again the Tombow dual brush in the shade 173, and this is going to help to really pop out the numbers of the month, just really contrasting against the black micron pigment pen that I'm using to fill in the numbers now. All in all, I'm really, really liking how this green and purple is coming together. I think I've been watching Beetlejuice too much recently, and I think that's where I kind of drew the inspiration from without really realizing it. But anyway, as you can tell, I'm taking my micron pigment pen and I'm writing in those numbers as we spoke of. So as I hit each goal, I'll color in each box, and I think I'll probably do it in orange. I also did a quote of the month, and for this month I chose "Creep It Real" because I just thought it was really cool. I don't know where that footage went, it got lost, so I apologize for that. But in this orange is probably how I'm going to fill in all my social trackers just to give it that extra pop of color. So moving on, I'm really, really focused on getting my body moving, especially since I'm back at work and I work in a desk setting, so I'm not really moving as much as I should. So I thought a fitness tracker would be a great way to motivate me to just get moving. To stick to my Halloween theme, I thought it would be really fun if I like drew these little bat doodles and then colored them in for each day of the month that I do end up, being active or working out, or maybe even something simple just like hitting 10,000 steps on my Fitbit. You'll notice I'm not the best doodler, and even though I did this in pencil first, they still didn't come out all that great. I apologize for that. I've said a million times on this channel I am not an artist, and it's definitely showing. And then you'll notice the bats also get smaller as I go down the page, and I just didn't realize how big I had started. And I was like, oh my god, 31 bats are not going to fit in here. But I was able to do it, and I'm so glad that I did. So as you'll see, I'm finishing it up now, and then I'm going to go back in and write in each number. And this isn't meant to be for like the days that I worked out, but rather the days of the month that I worked out. So maybe some of them won't be filled in, but we'll see how that goes. On the next page, I'm going to do an expense tracker, and this is going to be mostly to just see where our money is going. Christmas is right around the corner, and we really like to splurge. So I like to use October as my observing month, November as my cutback month, and then December as my splurge month. So at the end of the month, I'll be able to see how much we're spending on our wants and how much we're spending on our needs, and cut corners where we need to so that we can have a really bomb Christmas. And then I'm going to use a gray mild liner to kind of separate each line just because my eyes don't work very well without some kind of grid system. Moving on, I'm going to do my weekly spread. As always, I'm starting out with my monthly overview in the top left-hand corner of the spread. Of course, that's probably like the only part of this that is the same as I've done in previous weeks. This is a totally new weekly spread. And if you guys want to check out my different spreads that I do each week as I tweak and change what needs to be changed, then you guys can check out my Instagram. And I'll go ahead and leave that linked down below as well. Anyway, I'm really digging this weekly spread. I still have a separate section for events so that it doesn't get lost in my daily to-dos, and I was able to do a more detailed and more spacious meal planner since I'm so focused on getting healthy and fueling my body correctly. To stick with my theme, I decided to do this cute little spider web theme for the numbers of the month. And all in all, I'm really liking how this came out because I was able to have a section for my weekly goals up top and still have space for Alicia's tracker for the things she needs to do, my tracker for my habits, and I was even able to include 2 new trackers this week for some other things that I want to focus on since I'm trying to be more healthy, and that is a sleep tracker and a steps tracker. As you guys know, I basically wear my Fitbit 24/7, but I don't really look at the app a lot, so I thought that this would be a great way to force me to look at it and see how I'm doing and force myself to like motivate myself to do better. And in the bottom right hand corner, I still have room for my shopping list. So it's just looking really, really well put together now. And now I'm just adding this purple to, again, give it that pop of color to stick with my theme. So let's do a final flip through, guys. I'm really, really happy with how this came out. I love the greens and the purples and the pop of orange here and there. I love that I stuck to like a nice crisp font. I love that I added a fitness tracker, and I just, I'm feeling really inspired. I look for a lot of inspiration online. So if you want me to take a look at your stuff, you guys can always tag me on social media. I'm always looking for like new weekly spreads, monthly spreads, just always tweaking because that's really what the bullet journal is about. But anyway, if you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. I'll see you next time.